Scrolling through an old box of photos in the attic, I stumbled upon an image that made my heart skip a beat. There I was, a child in a sunlit garden, surrounded by faces locked in joyful expressions I couldn't place. They were strangers, yet the worn edges of the photograph whispered of a history I had somehow forgotten. That's when the strange occurrences began. Lights flickered, shadows stretched longer than they should, and my reflection in the mirror lingered just a bit too long before mimicking my movements. I dismissed these as tricks of the mind until the whispers started. Every night, as I lay in bed, I heard them. Soft voices drifting through the walls, calling my name with a familiarity that chilled me to the bone. Sleep became elusive, haunted by dreams of those strangers, their eyes piercing through the fog of my subconscious. I tried to brush it off, convincing myself it was stress, but deep down, I knew the photograph was a catalyst. Desperate for answers, I showed it to my mother, hoping she would unravel this mystery. Her face turned ghostly pale. She snatched the photo and burned it, leaving me with only cryptic words, "They're coming back for you." My world unraveled quickly. The whispers grew bolder, no longer confined to the night. I felt eyes on me constantly, shadows darting at the edge of my vision, and objects shifting when I turned my back. I sought refuge in my daily routine, but the strangers were relentless, their presence suffocating. One evening, a friend stopped by for dinner, and as she stepped into my home, she froze, staring at a spot just behind me. "Who are they?" she whispered, her voice trembling, confirming my fears that the strangers were no longer confined to my nightmares. The climax arrived in a storm of chaos. I awoke to find my room filled with those strangers from the photograph, standing in a silent circle around my bed. Their eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and as I opened my mouth to scream, a calm washed over me, rendering me mute and motionless. They reached out, their touch cold yet strangely familiar, like a long-lost memory. As my vision blurred, I understood the truth. They weren't strangers at all, but forgotten fragments of my past, returning to reclaim their place in my life. The last thing I remember was the feeling of being pulled into a void, the whispers now a lullaby guiding me home.